So, welcome to our 41st game with really deep drum music happening in the background, which the players didn't get to hear because of how screen sharing works over the internet. And the second attempt at starting the recording after using the wrong day's screen. And me looking upwards with a camera that's looking down doesn't always help. So I'll see if I can move my camera to a point where it can actually see me a little bit better. Well, it sort of works. Okay, so session number 49 of 198 for this group. So this group has almost done 200 sessions so far, which does say it's been going for about 10 years now.
Woohoo!
And we have a whole 45 people following the blog. It increased by 1 yesterday sometime.
Nice.
It's actually quite amusing seeing the numbers go up so slightly and then go down again and then go up and then down again. So tonight we have everyone online, partly due to COVID, partly due to weather, and partly due to distance. So I will go through sort of alphabetically when I remember. We'll start off with Annie introducing her character.
I'm playing Nexa, a half-orc barbarian whose dad was an orc manhole, I guess. So brothers and sisters all over the place that I don't really know much about. I have a sort of adopted godmother, I guess, who, when she passed away, gave me her deck of tarot cards and house. Which is fortunate since my family house was desecrated by a party member who's no longer with us.
That's right, no longer with us, Annie. Just
and I think that's probably bad juju from jizzing all over my family home.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, it has now been initiated into an evil god's cult.
Great.
Next up online we have Jeremy. We'll get back to David when he gets back online.
Yep. Good evening all. I'm playing Cordar, the elven half-human fighter from the fine town of Sandpoint, who is keen and eager to live up to the glories and legends of the Pathfinder Society, as all heroes should.
Well, he's got more reason to now. And then we have Mark, who's going to give a brief description of his character, so we'll all know a little bit more when he plays it soon.
I'm playing Thara Amberspark, or Sparky for my friends. I'm a female dwarf from Jaggerhoff, and I'm really keen to learn about my origins of my family because I've been really keen because my parents won't tell me anything at all and I need to know more. I'm a very inquisitive dwarf.
And then we have Victor, who should also have a name for his character that I haven't looked at. And I might also point out Victor might be on mute at the moment, so...
Yep.
I was talking to myself.
Which is why I'd like to point that out, that they might be on mute. So what was your character's name to begin with?
Yep, I'm Luna of Libra. That's a human from the Shaunti ethnicity. So I'm kind of tribes person that was kind of nomad. And from that tribe that is called Tamikwa. They live on the mountains and stuff.
So
I am an oracle. This time.
And your people are very much aligned with elemental air.
Yes.
I think David might be back.
Do we do have a David, then we'll cycle back to a David and say David gets to describe his character as well.
Yeah, hello, I'm David. Hello from where I'm at. A little town I play Bella Silvertongue, a human sorcerer, maybe. Who really has been a terrible influence on the party and has instigated many, many bad things, but also amazing things. he is awfully fond of his home in Chillax here, and is also awfully fond of not being there anymore, or at least having left. And is definitely afraid of Death Knights, as all people should be.
Okay, so the story is picking up.
Death Knights or Hell Knights?
Both, I'm sure. They both exist. So we're picking up a couple of days after where we finished last session with the death of Pinwinkle and the two characters disappearing from the party's view. As you've returned to Magnamar, reached the Pathfinder Society Lodge, and managed to have a funeral service for the former body of Pinwinkle and his minion.
Were it lives at the funeral?
Squirt's dead.
Yeah,
So,
Squirt did not survive the death of his master, as part of the curse was he was going to die when his master died.
Oh, that's gross.
So
What a shame.
poor Squirt.
You see, terrible spider.
And we didn't even play with it last session. Oh.
And I'm assuming that Kangasero was not present in Magnamar for the funeral.
Kangasero has not been seen, nor has the new body of Pinwinkle, even though he's not recognized. He's no longer recognized as a member of the Pathfinder Society.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask, did Pinwinkle's mum turn up at all?
No, she didn't show up because she doesn't believe you're dead.
Okay, fair enough.
Mainly because she's had word from you since then.
Yep, that would be Pinwinkle. Yep, okay.
Okay, so we're starting up. You've just had the funeral service for the dead character. There's been a excommunication of future lives of Pinwinkle and the current life of and future lives of Kangasero from the Pathfinder Society. And after that, you are brought into a room where you're introduced to a dwarf and a Shoanti human who have just completed their Pathfinder training, their 3 years of grueling study, and their 3 weeks of mess with your head testing that you guys went through.
Do we get introduced by the leader of the Pathfinder Society? Or?
The Pathfinder Society, Lady Hindmarsh, introduces Balath, the sorcerer of Corvosa, as son of the lord of one of the ruling lords of the city, and then introduces Corda, son of Sandpoint, and finally Nexa, son of Corvosa. Because I'm assuming he's male at the moment or female. I can never remember.
Male.
Male's always good.
Okay.
Well, we're very flexible in the game, so it can actually change mid-story. So.
Yeah.
Corda will quite happily step forward
and then she introduces the new party members of here is Sparky from Jangahoff and Luna from the Tamir Kwa.
Okay. If Jeremy introduces himself...
Corda will certainly step forward and welcome the your successful conclusion of the Pathfinder initiation and training process. Welcome to Magnamar. Welcome back to Varisia. We hopefully you are keen and eager to lead the Pathfinders to new glories.
Oh, so these are the guys that found that ruin around the corner, did they? Oh, I've got so many questions for them right now. And I go up to your hand and use both hands to shake your hand, Corda, and get really excited and go, oh, he's got strong hands too. Oh, and then I'll go across to Bella and do the same thing. And then I'll go to Nexa, a bit hesitant at the start, but I'll offer my hands out. So I'm trying to shake her hand. And I go, oh, so these are the guys that found those ruins. Oh, these must be pretty good guys. So yeah. And that's what I'll start. That's how Sparky will start off. She seems to be very kind of interested in all your things you've done in the past, and she wants to ask you all these questions, but she's trying to not get too excited. So.
Then Luna say like, "Oh, I'm so excited that today I will be able to meet these wonderful Pathfinders."
So is that how Luna introduces herself? Herself?
Herself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get pronouns wrong all the time. I can never get that right.
So both characters are girls, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Sparky's a female dwarf, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Cordar will explain the fact that, well, yes, unfortunately, we've had some recent losses from our cohort of companions. If you are ready and interested to explore and further the Pathfinder goals, then Lady Hindmarsh here is the warden patron of our establishment here at Magnemar, and so she may have specific goals for, well, the three of us, and hopefully the two of you will join us in carrying out those goals. And as I say, if Lady Hindmarsh has still stayed, Cordar will turn to her and say, and speaking of the crow, do we have the opportunity to finish getting down to the lowest levels of that?
Well, she was hoping with the new people you had with you, you'd be able to, but there's a slight problem.
Dun dun dun.
I know the problem. Yeah.
What problem?
Apparently, you're missing the person who could open and shut the doors.
Yes, we do.
Indeed.
She's happy for you to go and attempt to work your way through it, but she's not sure how successful you'll be without having the person who had opened themselves up to the influence of the Runelords and accepted their curse upon them.
Yes, in fact, well, having reminded of that, potentially it is worth at least going back to confirm whether or not he may have returned to that location. And
she has word that he went north with Pinwinkle. And had released a demon into the world.
Pinwinkle was dead. We just buried his body.
We buried his former body. His new body is out terrorizing the world.
No, he did get a new body. Sorry, yes, I forgot about that. Yep.
As much as Corda would like to, he says, as much as you would like to not admit that his new body is walking around, as the aberration that it is.
Yeah, that's as a player, I'd completely forgotten about the fact that he got up and started walking. Well, I wouldn't say got up and started walking. He extruded himself from the body, and yes, Corda completely ignored him and quickly chopped his head off when he did it. But someone stopped him. The blade shattered, didn't it?
Yeah, the blade shattered as you tried to behead his body coming out.
Yes.
Which would have been fantastic if it had have worked, but then also horrific at the same time.
Sparky starts up going, this Pinwickel's the one that burnt all those kitchens around in all these places, isn't it? Is that right?
Lady Hindmarsh says yes. He's also the one who made a pact with devils and demons.
And I look at the three people in the party, and you put up with that person? Oh, I can't believe you did that.
Luna just scratch her head and say like, aren't Pinwinkle with Pharasma anymore? What happened?
Unfortunately,
how is he still walking?
And Corda, not one to speak ill of the dead, but yes, I cannot say that I truly miss Pinwinkle.
And you can see Luna doing like a muttering prayer.
And Sparky goes, well, what I heard about him, yes, I understand 100%. So.
And so she has in front of her the gear that you brought back from Pinwinkle, and says she's happy for you to use anything of his that you wish. and take it with your share it amongst you and your new party members. Because we don't have a lot of resources to go around yet, considering we're still sponsoring new Pathfinders.
I'll probably I'll look over and go, ooh, what's this? Oh, a dagger. Oh, I can put my other dagger away now. I'd have to take that one out because I don't want to hurt that one. And I look at the ghost touch dagger and go, oh, that's cool. And we go, ooh, and I show it to Luna and go, do you like daggers, Luna? I like daggers.
I don't like. Yeah, I could use some daggers, but I don't use them much. Did he carry any? Did he carry any like artifacts of old? Did he discover anything that we can see and like just start to like taking stuff and looking around?
Well, yes. Any ancient relics that we tend to discover, we've tended to hand over to the Pathfinder Society to explore further. But I guess speaking of what may or not be most appropriate for you.
Okay, so one thing Luna notices that no one else has noticed is there is a medallion that has the Sahedron rune on it amongst his gear.
Cool. Then we'll start to take a look at the amulet and say, "Oh, what's this? Oh, this is interesting."
So, as far as anyone else is concerned, Luna's holding up an empty hand.
I don't see what you're talking about, Luna. You okay? Do you need to sit down again? I can make you a cup of tea.
Well, they will do nice, but this seems interesting.
As you notice, the chain wraps itself around your neck and hangs itself around you.
Fuck! Do anybody see like a strange?
Welcome to the world of Pinwinkle now.
But yeah, so not setting anything in Luna's hand, Cordar's continuing his question, only slightly more hesitantly, about the what skill sets they might bring to the group to ensure that we can best utilise each other's talents.
Well, I like to map things out and search new ruins, and I'm really keen. And I bring out behind myself a parchment, and see, this is a ruin I found out near Jaggerhoff, and this is what I'm really good at doing this kind of stuff.
And when he finishes, Lady Highmarsh pipes up, and she should also bring to you, hopefully, some dwarven wisdom, she says, with some trepidation, as well as history and culture of the dwarven people in relation to Varisia and other lands.
That too. Yep, that one too. Yep, 100%.
She says, hopefully again.
Do either of them? So what's the appearance of like in the equipment they've currently got on them?
Okay, so you'll see you might have saw when I looked at the other dagger, I had a dwarven dagger on my side, and it looks like it's got. You might see my clan, my family name, kind of on the side of it.
I would recognise. Be concerned about that. So she's more looking at the fact that we've got one person armed with a dagger, so obviously not a fighter.
No, I've got a crossbow, actual crossbow on my back. I'm in leather armor.
Would have a cloak over the top that has the symbology of Jangerhoff and her clan on it.
Yep, great.
Okay.
Yep. So not much else. She has normal backpack, and you see kind of looks like thieves' tools, maybe in one of the pockets coming out the side of one of the pockets.
So is she a full bearded dwarf?
She's got a manicured dwarf beard. She doesn't like the full beard. She thinks beard's good, but not over the top kind of not ZZD top kind of beards kind of thing. So yeah,
she's got a feminine beard. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Just enough to grab onto.
Or pull up, whatever way you want to look at it.
And what's Luna's appearance?
Luna is quite dark colored skin, And
I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about appearance of like being a Shoanti. Understanding that, I'm talking about what she's wearing and or carrying.
How big?
Like
Luna-
Cordar's making his own immediate assessment of okay, sizing these two people up, where they're going to fit in the party, what skills they're bringing.
Okay, Luna doesn't wear much armor or anything, but she
Not too
wears
different
quite...
from Shoanti.
Yep. Okay.
But she's currently using like a skirt that is quite armored,
Mm-hmm.
and she has some like clothes.
So if you see the picture on the screen at the moment in the little side there, that is an official shaman of the Shoanti. Not the same tribe he comes from, but that gives you an idea of the dress code of their wise people. He would be, she would be face painted, she would be tattooed, she would have fetishes relating to her totems.
Okay, cool. Because I'm thinking Sandpoint had some interaction with the Shoanti, has it not?
It does. It has the outcast Shoanti.
Yeah. So, but it would be that yes, Cordar would suspect that he thinks he knows about the Shoanti. So, yeah. So he's likely to recognise shaman attire.
It's something you've learnt from the Pathfinder Society, but before the Pathfinder Society, you had no idea the difference.
All good. Okay.
So that the shamans weren't known well outside of the tribes. Because when you saw groups
yeah, well, that's right. We
groups
see
traveling,
the outsiders. So with shamans up them to get outcast. So.
And when they travel outside of the tribe, everyone they travel with is done up the same.
Okay.
Basically, as a way to one, protect the shaman, two, to scare everyone out of their way to say, shaman coming, person of importance, don't mess with us or we'll beat the crap out of you.
Yep.
So shaman is a equivalent of prince in any other sort of society. That level of respect and power.
Yep. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So that's I'm happy that Cordar has made his internal assessment of what these people are. So.
While I look through the equipment of the Long Gone Kunwinkle, I see these braces that I go, Hey, Luna, would you like some braces, Luna? I think these might be good for you. I don't really like them. They're not really dwarven metal, so I don't really like them too much.
Well, each thing has been identified correctly to what they are by the society before they bring them to you.
Yeah. So, and I think I had the Ghost Touch dagger, I had the silver dagger, I had a disguise, and there's some potions and alchemy, like 2 potions, some alchemist fire, some tanglefoot bags, and all that kind of stuff in there. So, so I'm happy to send it at the end of the game, guys, to everyone to have a look at if they want. So, I was mainly just after the dagger, honestly.
What about Mark? To remind you, what about the doubling rings?
Well, no, because I don't think they came off at all.
They were on the dead body, not on the new body.
Did we take it off I was thinking the rings might have been kept with the body, maybe.
And the body got brought back to Magnamar and buried.
Okay, cool.
Apparently the new body only took the part of the Wayfinder. Everything else was with you.
No, the Pathfinder Society took the Wayfinder and used it to break connections with the Pathfinder Society.
Okay, right, yeah. Okay, so we as a group we did bring the Wayfinder back, but the Wayfinder's been confiscated and been removed.
Yeah.
So,
okay, right. Yeah, with the ring, Martin, I'll leave it up to you whether you want me to be in the loot or not, because I thought it might have been with the dead body or something we'd buried. So I'm not sure how you want to do it. So.
Well, when they bring the body back, they don't bury it with all its accoutrements, unless, especially considering they're intending to burn it.
Exactly. Waste not, want not at the moment.
No, that's what I thought. I was just trying to, and especially with the.
So what were the braces?
The braces were +1 ones we got from the local dungeon.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, the gold ones. Yep. And what else I had? I had some thieves +1 thieves tools, I had a jar of colour in for some reason. I had 3 Tanglefoot bags, 2 Thunderstones, 1 Alchemist Lesser Fire, some sort of medallion no one can see.
Apparently someone can.
Well, you don't have that medallion anymore. That's already gone on. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's why I said that. But sorry.
Not that we never knew it was there. So
there was 2 cure wounds potions and 2 large person potions, and 1 smoke stick, I think. So, and there might have been a medal that you got from the service of the crown thing that might be still in the stuff. But
I think that's been given to the mum.
yeah, that's possibly so. And other stuff was just and a healer kit. So yeah.
Did he have the key to my ancestral home?
No, because he never took that with him.
so that got left with the wives.
Alright.
That's right. I understand if you wanted to get that one, Annie. I understand. So,
Well, Cordar is certainly not interested in taking any of Pinwinkle's direct equipment, but he has no problem with the anyone else is grabbing bits and pieces of it. So.
And the Pathfinder Society says that as he left no living will for any of his goods, they are happy for his former companions to take what he had here. Unfortunately, any holdings he had and his title already have gone to his family.
Yeah. Next, I didn't necessarily want the house back. He was just going to keep the keys as a memento.
And the family has those keys.
Yeah.
okay. Well, so yeah. So if you're there, Victor, you can have the braces if you want, man. Because I think you'd have. I've got actually wear leather armor in this character, so I don't have to worry about the braces anymore. So you can have those, man.
So Lady Heimer says she also has a couple of other items she has available. Not much, but she has been working on gaining some items for the group. She has a cold iron mace. Low grade mace.
Yep. Cordar would suggest that potentially next it's worth hanging on to that.
Yeah, how many weapons can I carry though? Is that like better or worse than my great axe that I have?
It's certainly not something you're going to use as your normal weapon,
Yeah.
but it's handy to have a alternate bludgeoning weapon and or, in this case, cold iron. It's advantageous to have a spare. Particularly in Cordar's case, having recognised that, hey, he just lost his primary weapon, so he's already got his secondaries.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I don't know whether Nexar normally carries any secondary weapon, but I would suggest that would make a good secondary.
Well, I've got 3 weapons. I've got a striking great axe, a bastard sword, and a ransom.
Yeah, so they're all big slashing weapons.
Yeah.
So a bludgeoning weapon for one hand.
Yeah.
Would be advantageous in case you lose an arm for something or somewhere.
In case I lose an arm. Fair. Could happen.
The Friday group break their hands on a regular basis.
Common event.
Oh yes, it's almost every session one character has broken his hand and been unable to use it.
Yeah, right.
He keeps breaking the same hand.
I'll hang on to it. I'll take it off your hands.
Okay. The next thing she has available to you is a silver longsword. Low grade as well.
Feels like we're getting set up for specialist time, specialist damage.
So, actually, Cordar might well be interested in that in the sense that he's lost his bastard sword, so a longsword might be handy. But he'd also understand, does anyone else actually... I think Bella doesn't normally use a longsword at all, does he?
Oh, Jesus Christ, no, you're all good. Take it.
Oh, look, it's but yes, if Luna or Sparky, are you skilled with weapons beyond the dagger?
I could do short sword. I don't think I do long sword. So long sword leads martial, I think, isn't it?
Well, I don't think it works for a rogue from memory.
No. So no.
And I don't know that it works for an icon. I wouldn't expect so. But as I say, he's not asking an accent. He's asking as characters whether or not you would be interested in such a weapon. But otherwise, Cordar will claim it on the idea that he's lost his big slashing weapon that he had. And he normally used the bastard sword effectively one-handed as a longsword anyway.
So inscribed on the blade is the Pathfinder Society emblem.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, Cordar is certainly keen to uphold the traditions and values of the Pathfinder Society by wielding it with skill, finesse, and glory.
Okay, yes. Also,
He also has 3 rune stones of +1 weapon proficient potency.
Well, Cordar would certainly be interested in one of those to add to this longsword. But yes, he's happy that he only needs one.
I don't need one because of the dagger I got from Pigmentcool, so I'm okay. I suppose anyone else that would need a +1 added to one of their items, maybe. So.
Oh wait, I was talking to myself. Sorry.
Yes, you were.
Again. Luna just says like, as being a strong woman as I am, as you can see, but I am not very proficient in like swinging swords and bashing clubs. I just rely on myself, and I just put out my hand and start glowing like to show people that I am a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, okay, certainly the other 2 +1s certainly don't need to go to waste by any stretch.
No, she's happy to give them to the party to use as they see fit.
Yeah, okay, we can add them to something later on, or when Cordar goes to shatter another weapon on someone's head.
So if I put in group loot 2 +1 runes, is that right, mate?
Yep.
Potency runes. Yep.
Yeah, potency runes, yeah.
Okay. She also has a bronze bull pendant.
Oh, this is most likely my alley. I don't know what it is yet.
So sorry, just trying to get the things to line up properly. So a bronze bull pendant is attached to the chest area or on a shoulder guard. When activated, you gain a +2 status bonus to athletics checks to shove. And if you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead.
This doesn't like me at all.
I suspect that's probably my next thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all about shoving people.
Okay. Then the next thing she gives you is a crying angel pendant. When activated, this alabaster pendant, your critical failure becomes a normal failure instead.
Oh, Pimwee could have used that one.
Each of these things can only be used. Each of these things can only be used once. So these are single-use items that when you use them, you can no longer use them.
It's like talismans, right?
They are talismans. The next thing she gives you is a effervescent ampule, which what it does is it's like spring water fizzling and bubbling in a small glass. When you activate it, it lets you move across water and other liquids as if it's solid ground.
That's water walking, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep, but it's not a long water walk. It's a very short one.
And you better make it a long jump at the end, because otherwise you might want to cut across.
But you must be an expert in acrobatics to use it.
Okay. I would suggest adding it to group with the present time.
Yeah, the Crying Angel Pendant can only be used by someone trained in medicine. And the Bronze Ball Pendant has to be trained in athletics.
Yeah, I'm trained.
Okay, so the next thing she offers you is Hunter's Bane.
Sorry, what's the medicine one do?
If you get a critical failure, you can make it a normal failure instead.
Like it's a one-off. Avoid a critical failure. So,
Oh, that's interesting.
But you must be wearing armor to use it.
wow. In which case, then I guess it could stay with Sparky.
Because it can only be affixed to armor.
Because you don't wear armor. The Ballad doesn't wear armor, does it?
Only in his sex dungeon.
Wow. That's just a
right,
Pimlican comment. That's a visual Pimlican comment. Now, Sparky has a leather armor if no one else wants it.
Yeah, okay.
So the next one they give you is Hunter's Bane. Also has to be affixed to armor, and you must be trained in survival. This is a talisman of dried interwoven leaves. When you activate Hunter's Bane, you sense the exact location of the attacker, making it hidden from you instead of undetected. If the attacker is behind lead, the Bane fails and is wasted. So you can use it to make a undetected enemy who hits you known.
Cordar's happy to. Cordar's trained in survival. I don't know. Is everyone else trained in survival? Those who
I
wear
am,
armor?
but Kodar can take it.
Yeah, but except you got to wear armor for it too. So, yeah. Because Luna doesn't wear armor at all, does she?
Use light armor.
Is she wearing it though?
Is she wearing is the skirting? It's actually not chain shirt, but I am using it as a skirting because it's more like what the tribals people wear.
Okay, so you've got the effect of a chain shirt.
Yep.
So it potentially means that the braces +1 are less valuable, except possibly for Balath.
I think Balath's only
The
got
braces of +1 is actually light armor, so it can be used.
Oh, he could use it, but or she could use it, but whether she would or whether she wants to keep her chain shirt. So.
Oh, it functions as armor itself. Is not a.
Yes, it replaces your armor. You're either wearing your chain shirt or the braces. You don't get the benefits of both.
Yeah, no, because I was using it.
Okay. Then give it to Belaf, of course. For sure.
Except that Balath might already have them, but.
Okay.
Yeah, Bella already has something similar, I think.
So you can choose to give anything you don't want to use back to the society so that they can pass it on to other people. So the next thing she gives you is a Jade Cat, which can be affixed to armor, and you need to be trained in acrobatics. And so 1 minute after you activate the cat, you treat all falls as 20 feet shorter. And you're not flat-footed when you balance and on narrow surface and uneven grounds are not considered difficult for you. So you get 1 minute of bonuses to acrobatics while you consume it.
Again, Cordar could get value out of that, but he's actually already got, he's an expert in acrobatics and catfall as a feat, so I can quite happily accept that someone else might get more value out of it.
Yeah, I'm just going to write it down, guys, at the moment, so
yep.
Then we can work it out after the game, I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, after the game it is.
So the next one they give you is a Mesmerizing Opal. So basically, this opal has to be affixed to armor. When activated, if your deception check is a critical failure, you can turn it into a failure instead.
Do braces count as armor for that purpose?
If they have the word armor in the braces, then yes.
Okay, because by the sound of it, that certainly sounds like something Balath would take advantage of.
Sorry, can you repeat the item again?
It is the Mesmerizing Opal. If you, on a deception check, if you get a critical failure, it becomes a failure instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a matter of whether or not your braces count as armor that can be attached to. So which I'll check. But again, we can just put it onto the list at the present time. But
they do not read as armor.
the braces don't.
They're just checking actual armor itself to see if they have the keyword armor in it, because they may not.
I mean, they give an armor bonus.
Yeah, but they don't have a keyword called armor. So technically, I think you still can. Except they've used keywords for just about everything except for armor.
Yeah, braces of armor. You get a fixed talismans to braces of armor as though they were light armor.
So yes, you still can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So the next thing she gives you is a monkey pin. So to use it, you need to be trained in athletics. Look like Jeremy's got the goods this time. Small brass pin that when you activate the talisman and use a climb action, if you succeed, you move your full speed during the climb. And if you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead.
Yeah, that's certainly. I would think that's probably most appropriate for either Cordar or Nexa, on the ones who are most likely to try and climb and need to climb quickly if necessary.
Okay. The second last talisman she gives you is an Onyx Panther. To use it, you need to be trained in stealth, and it is affixed to armor. When you activate it, you move your full speed instead of half during a sneak, or any time you sneak this turn.
Yeah, that sounds like a Sparky one. I have a feeling that one. So I think I'm the only one really trained in stealth. I got a feeling, or close to it.
Cordar's trained in stealth, but I'm more than happy to let you do it because
I'm a dwarf. I don't move fast. That's good.
And the last one she gives you is a Savior Spike. A small pyramid-shaped spike attached to your armor. When you activate the spike, it shoots a strand of force to help you gain purchase. If you roll a success on a triggering attempt, you get a critical success instead. If you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead. And to use it, you need to be an expert in reflex.
Hey guys, welcome to the constant trinkets and charms of sucking a little bit less.
And the way it triggers is if you attempt to grab an edge but haven't rolled. So if you're going to fall off something and need to grab an edge, that's the time you activate it.
So, and I expect, are most people expert in reflex?
Nope.
No, I don't think Nexa is.
I would have
I'm an
thought,
athlete, not an athlete.
I would have thought the barbarian would have been expert in reflex because the fighter is. So.
I've got fortitude and will, but I'm not entirely up to date, so I don't know 100% sure.
No, that sounds like a barbarian thing.
Well, if no one else is expert in reflex, or I'm assuming the dwarf certainly is. But can you attach multiple talismans to the one armor?
Yes, you can attach as many as you like. You can basically be the guy with all the religious icons from the Mummy.
Yeah.
Based on talismans.
Hey, Martin, can
Yep.
you add Mark back?
Mark got kicked out, did he?
Yeah. You reckon it's his PC tried to update stuff?
What a time to be updating Skype, Mark.
I don't know. I've all of a sudden dropped down and looking around and I see this thing in the antivirus in the background. Oh, we tried to update Skype, but it failed. I'm going, of course it bloody did, stupid idiots. But, oh well. That's all good.
I'm happy for Sparky to take the reflex saver.
Oh, okay. Which one did I miss, Martin? Sorry.
So you missed the... sorry, I have to go to the page again. Did anyone else write down what I said?
I'm stupid to look to see who was expert again.
Okay, I'm on the page now. It was the Savior Spike.
Okay, yep, got that one. Yep, got that one. Yep.
But yeah, by the sound of it, it was a toss-up between Sparky and Cordo as to who could actually use it. So.
Okay, she also gives you 4 rune stones.
On top of the 2 plus 1s, you mean? Or the
Yeah,
3 plus
these are blank rune stones that you can use to transfer stuff around.
Yep, good.
She gives you 2 lesser antidotes, 2 lesser anti-plague, 5 elixirs of life minor,
Yep.
and I give you an Owlbear's Claw Talisman that might come in handy. So the Ellsberg Claw Talisman is you need to critically succeed on an attack roll. If you critically succeed, you gain the weapon's critical specialization effect, even though you haven't learnt it yet.
Yeah, that's very good for fighters.
No, it's very good for It's very good for non-fighters.
Yeah, because I don't get that to level 10 there.
So it means no matter what level you are, you can always get the critical success specialization effect for a non-fighter.
Yeah, but even fighters don't get it until they're
that is true.
higher level. So.
You also get given a potency crystal, which can be affixed to a weapon. When you activate it, it becomes a +1 striking weapon till the end of the turn. So it is a 1 turn only boost, and a Wolf Fang Talisman. And the Wolf Fang Talisman is also affixed to armor. You have to be trained in athletics. And when you activate the Fang, you deal bludgeoning damage equal to your strength modifier to the target of your trip. So it allows you to add damage to a trip attack. So that represents getting one of every talisman of 1st level and 2nd level. And just to be interesting, I'll give you the 3rd level talisman of a Feather Stepstone. So the Feather Stepstone requires you to be an expert in acrobatics again. Congratulations, Jeremy. So when you activate the stone, you know the effects of any difficult terrain and greater difficult terrain you move through until the end of the turn. So you use it when you stride or step. So it helps with a lot of movement. So you got all these extra stuff to make your life a little bit easier when you're about to head down into another dungeon.
Yes.
Nice.
Greetings from the dog on the double.
Well,
They also
don't
have.
try and steal his lunch, will you?
They also have half plate available for any members who would like to upgrade their armor.
Half plate.
Or splint mail. But these are not magical, they're just armor.
Cornell might well be interested in upgrading the half plate. Let's just double check what he's actually where he is.
So if you do, it's on page 273.
Yeah. The potency wounds, like the +1 potency wounds, they only work on weapons. Don't
They only work on weapons.
Mine has a different one, doesn't it?
The armor potency is a 5th level item. The weapon potency is a 2nd level item.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's all right. Cool.
So Splint Mail gives you a +5
okay.
armor
All the
class.
stats are the same except for the what group it comes under, depending on which only affects the armor specialization effects.
Yep, so it's either a group composite or a group plate.
Yeah. I'd have to have a think, because the split mail was a bit special from memory where we'd found it, but in fact, I think you might also have had half plate as another option that we found at the time, but the half plate was more. I think the half plate that we found was more of the wrath focused stuff, whereas the split mail I think was from that pair of there was like an Idori sword lord and a mage partnership that we found them dead on the ground.
Yep.
So I think the sprint mail might have been here, so it's a bit specialised. So
yeah, so you one's slashing, one's piercing resistance for the specialisation. So
yeah.
Armor specialization. This is a very, very hard to get.
Yeah, no, they can't. It's not important immediately at this stage.
The only class that I have seen that have something like that is fighter, right? For TY seen, probably there are others, but for now I only see fighters.
Is the half plate armor is that designed anyways Pathfinder connection or anything?
It does have the symbol for the lodge etched into it, the Magnamar Lodge.
Magnamar Lodge. Okay, so not necessarily any specific the Grand Lodge or any of those ones. Magnamar.
Yeah. Basically, it is their first lot of having armor made by the Society in Varisia.
Right. Well, certainly, Cordar will talk to Lady Hindmarsh and say, well, if you are willing to allow me to represent Magnamar Lodge at this point, I would be most pleased to wear this armor if it fits. So.
Yep, so she presents it to you and it gets, fitted to your character.
Yep, all good, yep.
So the rest of you have a chance to spend the next week catching up in the Society before heading down into the nest to see what you can find. Because they know that Kangasero hasn't been back to the city yet. And that it would take him a while to get back based on what they learned.
I would probably, as Sparky's so keen to hear all the great stories from the great Calder. Sparky would just like to get some introduction.
I'm sorry, who?
You didn't speak up at the time. No, Jared, that's okay. But now I'll ask stories about where they've been and what they've been up to, and just to get a bit of background of the team, because I said I've only just met these people. I don't really know them too well, and I'll try to be civil with Nexa, but I feel I have some. I see some of her half orc in her face and on his face, and I go, and I assume it's okay, but I'm still a bit wary kind of thing. So,
and just for Mark and Victor's benefit, you'll have read reports from Balath, Cordar, and Pimwinkle based on what they have thought of the rest of the party over the last year.
Yeah, sorry, Victor, but I did say Kangasero is a weird one.
Unfortunately, Kangasero and Nexa didn't actually supply legible reports that the Pathfinder passed on to anyone.
My fingers are too big.
You gave oral reports to the to Lady Hindmarsh, who wrote down your dot points and didn't pass them further because, well, there wasn't a lot of information to pass on.
Wow. Okay. And she also noted that all the important information you'd passed on was already covered by the other reporting.
Yeah.
That's it,
There was like 10 pages about the desecration of the thing.
That has been noted down.
Nexus simply states, Nexus is awesome. The rest of the party is complete garbage.
So you can decide which of the existing characters you think wrote the best stories about what happened, based from their perspective.
Well, Pigwinkle was very, and people will probably know this, he was part of the Shadow
Lodge.
Yeah. So he kind of gave a bit of an insight of the party as a whole, and he did say Cordar was a bit good his two shoes, by the way. Nexar was really, really nice. Kangasira's got something loose in his brain. He did like Beleth a lot. He thought Beleth was an interesting character. He wanted to learn more about his background, which unfortunately, you know what happened with that one. But I did. Martin knows I wrote a couple emails to him with a quick little message on some of that stuff, and I was more worried about Kangasira and Cordar's goodies two shoes thing might get us in the wrong area kind of thing. So yeah.
And so this is where we ask Victor, which of those three characters would his character have most identified with? The halfling who grew up in Magnamar, the elf, the half elf who came from Sandpoint, or the Chilaxian hated person who came from Corvosa, the hated city.
However, keep in mind that Ballath's actual writings are elegant, brilliant, very descriptive.
Yeah, what I could say. What I could say is that Luna find the reports from Bella very good, but she doesn't like very much Chilaxian people because of history and stuff.
The other thing is
very
Victor,
fond of history.
You could also follow Balath in the sense of know your enemy.
Yeah, and so well written aren't entirely true.
So I find their reports from Bella very good, and I find that I want to go to the places he's went more between the things he's wrote, but I don't like him very much. Just because of history and stuff. That's totally pre-concept and stuff, but that's how it is right now. Before I met him.
So in meeting, I'm sorry, I missed a little bit. Bella has been quite quiet in dealing with these newer party members.
Yeah, Corda noted the unusual silence.
It has nothing to do with the fact that Bella was in the middle of nowhere with no reception. But it did have a lot to do with the fact that he's quite paranoid and judgmental about these new interlopers / party members.
Whereas Corda took the opportunity while he was a bit quiet to provide a first impression that might mean that he allows that influence to be extended more rapidly compared to what Bella provided.
So what you're saying is you're already trying to win over the party members against me. You're the divisive force. You're the divisive force. I am the bearer of greatness and inclusivity and the moral compass. You're just a flaming zealot.
So yes, only a slight problem there.
Did you say that out loud? Did you say that out loud, or did you just keep it in yourself, Bella?
Oh no, that was definitely going on in his head and not out loud.
I know.
Not that it needs to be spoken aloud to Jeremy, but
no, I know, definitely not.
In the same way that they say, Corda was not deliberately or overtly trying to usurp Bella's position or opportunities, but he took advantage of the fact that Bella appeared to be stepping back a bit, so was happy to welcome newcomers.
Okay, so the last thing Lady Highmarsh does is she aligns Nexar's Wayfinder to the Pathfinder Lodge in Magnamar because she lost her connection to Corvosa in the weeks, in the days since Pinwinkle's death.
Okay. Yeah. Makes.
Because they're unable to connect back to that location again.
Yeah.
Because you're no longer controlling the property where the stones are located.
Yeah.
Did Balath open up his connection in Corvosa?
Not yet. You're going to have to travel the long way back.
Or just not go there? The other thing that Corda will be curious about is because he's more than happy that we can go down and have another look down in the pillar that's gone out of my head. The name's gone out of my head, but
the crow.
The what code?
The
crow. Yes, crow. And confirm that there's no evidence that Kangasero's returned there, and also find out whether there's any opportunity, any evidence of whether we can get down or explore it.
Well, they say that the Tower Girls have kept in contact with them, and Kangasero has not made an appearance there since he left you.
Mm-hmm.
And they also tell you that what you found in Sandpoint appears to be a rune well, and that one specifically tied to the sin of wrath.
Right. Okay.
And rune wells are dangerous magic, so they're going to see if they can investigate it with some of their more studious wizards in their team,
Mm-hmm.
Who have a little bit more experience with higher level magic, and see if they can get back any more information to you guys about what you encountered.
Okay. Corda, when it comes up in that kind of conversation, Corda will admit, unfortunately, that he encouraged the local church to try and remove the influence of Lamastu down there, mainly because he was concerned about it being under his house, or at least had a connection directly under his house. But recognised that it would have been better if the Pathfinder would have had clear and unfettered access. Unfortunately, it is his fault that the local church, which is not necessarily one he's entirely supportive of, may also have a stake in that facility by the time we get there.
That's okay. They ask if you give them permission to use your waygate to get there.
Oh, absolutely. Because
you have connected it to their network.
Yep.
Which is partly why Pinwinkle's connections have been severed.
Certainly, Corda will be in the week or so that we've got before we're heading out. I expect that Corda will probably spend a day back in Standpoint or something to introduce the other members to his family, so therefore they know that they've got a place to, like the Pathfinder wizards. So they can, the family they get too upset that these people traipsing through the house.
So,
Next I would probably go back and check out his place if there was time to do that.
But unfortunately, Nectar doesn't have time to do that because you can't zip back in the waygate to Corvosa.
All right, we've got rude. Yeah.
But at least you can now use the waygate from the center of Corvosa. Center of Magnamar's Pathfinder Society to travel to Sandpoint, which you'd lost when you lost Pinwinkle.
Yeah.
But the good news, of course, is that travelling to Magnamar, we now don't end up in Pinwinkle's mother's basement either.
Yep. So there are some benefits to that, and you do know there are 5 Pathfinders in Magnamar, but there's only 4 of them you've interacted with. Mm-hmm. So Sheila Hindmarsh is the leader.
Captain, venture captain.
Venture captain. Her husband is Kayavan Hindmarsh,
No.
who's also the arranger of the group. You have a Chilaxian wizard by the name of Almia Gorangle, who is actually from Chilaxia. And you have a Khalid barbarian by the name of Jodik Hemeral, who is also based out of there. So you've got one real wizard who travels with the barbarian most of the time.
Yep.
To make sure that she doesn't get herself into too much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of them was the one that we didn't met yet?
It's not up there because you haven't met them.
Yeah.
So
these ones we know.
If you haven't met someone, I generally don't put it up on the personalities you've met.
Something else that Cordar will ask in general discussion, having just been looking back through his journal notes.
Yep.
Has Lady Hindmarsh had any luck translating the books that we found underneath the the house that we first went to? That was the notes of the last few.
She's still working on it. She's sent away for translation books that she's slowly getting in. But she thinks she's probably about another 3 months to 3 years to finish translating.
Absolutely. No, so I was really curious at this sort of hell yes, but understanding these definitely will take time. So.
Yeah, she's still working on it because translations aren't perfect and most of this stuff has very few reference material.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skype edition.
And did anyone else want to ask Lady Hindmarsh of anything before we finish up early for tonight? Because I am struggling right now myself.
Yep, that's right. And that also then means that Mark can send out the email with that list just to confirm who's got what.
Yeah.
And people can also then respond whether or not they're buying anything or replacing any equipment or things like that in that kind of process.
And as I thought Belaf was the kind of person that goes through Pinwickel's loot and take all his gold because he paid so much money for him in the resurrecting first time. So I assumed Belaf got all my money, so I just told him what I had. So
That's fair enough.
So, but no, I'll put together that loot list. I have to go through and put all the details in, and I'll send it around to people. So,
cool.
Are we able to like sell or purchase anything between sessions? Like since we are in town?
What do you want to do? Sell stuff?
Sell stuff, push stuff. See if we can catch anything while we are in town.
Possibly, but at this point you're more looking at you're spending time to get to know each other before heading down into the crow pillar. So selling stuff would seem strange if you're just given it, and you shouldn't have too much gear from your starting character to sell.
But all the group loot that we had was probably still in Cordosa in somebody else's parents' house, I assume. So
then that stuff would be unavailable and lost to the party.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all the stuff we got from in Cordosa. So I just thought to say because we had a lot of stuff there, we wouldn't have carried it all around. So yeah.
Unfortunately, anything in the group loot that wasn't carried with the group that was left at Pinwinkle's abodes is now no longer party loot.
Okay, it hadn't been assigned, it's gone.
All right.
That's the unfortunate thing of relying on one person to look after all your stuff.
That's right. So I guess coming back to your question, Victor, is yes, there's potentially some opportunity to buy stuff if you can afford it, but obviously you're probably only buying standard equipment. Like there's probably not much in the way of magical stuff you could buy in the time available and with the money we got available. So
sure.
Okay, so next session we'll pick up a week's time from the storyline from now. So you've had a week to get to know and tell stories to each other. So you can say next session what sort of background thing you want to tell people.
And also presumably do a bit of training together to understand how we do work as a team, and therefore what roles people actually have, so we get a better understanding that, okay, yep, Lucky's able, or Sparky's able to deal with some of the traps or locks or things like that, and Luna can call upon a bit of divine guidance here and there in that sort of sense.
And also have some idea of what you're not looking for.
Sorry. I will publish my character sheet in the group, so you guys can feel free to download it and inspect and read whatever. And I will also talk to you if you talk to me. Yay! During the week, no problem.
Okay, so we'll finish up there for tonight, guys.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for playing. Sorry we took so long getting through the character stuff before we started recording. And we will be back again in 2 weeks, and we may even have 1 or 2 other players potentially joining to help you.
Oh, cool. It'll be a good time for them to join, because obviously we're starting out again, so that's all good.
Yep. Okay, so going to the end stuff, so good night everyone, and I'll catch you again soon.
Sure, have a good night.
Good night, Martin.
Thanks,
Next week or
Have some
the week
rest.
after.